All right, guys. 23.2 A and B. First part is a 15-minute AMRAP, okay, with 5 burpee pull-ups, 10 shuttle runs. Burpees go up by 5 every round, so 5, 10, 15, and so on. All right, second part, 5 minutes to establish a 1 rep max thruster. Okay, so I always tell people this when it comes to open. Don't reinvent the wheel. There's a lot of information out there. Some of it may apply, some of it might not apply, okay? But you should be really doing what you've been doing all year, okay? All right? Changing the burpee step up or whatever you've been up to, okay? All right? More than likely is gonna just confuse you. So if you are trying some of these things, go for it. I'm not saying don't test them out and don't try them, because some of them, again, are really helpful, all right? But have a backup plan, okay? All right, just in case things don't go, the way you kind of see it. All right. This is a paced workout right from the get-go. All right. So the 15 minutes is long. You're all gonna get probably through the round of 20 burpee pull-up or burpee to target, depending on what the version you're doing. Okay. Workout really starts once you get through that 15 burpee round, okay? And if you get through 20, you're already 50 burpee pull-ups in, all right? All right, so let's just go over the burpee pull-up real quick. The only standard is that your chest has to hit the ground, all right? And you have to get your chin over the bar. So a jumping version where you catch the bar with a bent arm and pull yourself the rest of the way is totally good, okay? What you'll do is you'll put your hands with thumbs together, reach them up over your head, and as long as your hands don't touch the bar, you're good to go. All right, that's an okay height. I mean, it's not going to be perfect for everybody, okay? So try to get to the, excuse me, try to get to the shortest bar that you can, for obvious reasons. But you can't reach up and touch the bar. You can jump up with a bent arm and pull yourself up, even though I don't think that's going to be the best bet for everybody. I know there's a lot of people that are like, oh, that's going to be so much easier. I don't think it's going to be that much easier for people who don't have a lot of strict pull-ups in them. I mean, if you have a handful of strict pull-ups in you, yes, more than likely, all right, it's going to be the go-to version. But for some of you guys that, maybe struggle with some strict pull-ups, it's a lot of pulling. Even though you're only pulling about halfway, you're still pulling a lot, okay? All right, so, consider that. You guys that have a kipping pull-up, I had a couple of athletes do the burpee, jump up, all right, into a swing, all right, like they were doing a toe to bar, and they kipped above, and that was much more efficient, all right? And after talking to them, they said, hey, that was a way better version for me, okay, because I felt like it was going to be a lot of pulling on my arms, all right? Shuttle runs, make sure you guys touch the line and both feet be on the line. The coaches will review that, all right? Okay, so after that, you'll establish a 1 rep max thruster. Couple things about the thruster is make sure you guys go ahead and put a weight on the bar that's super light, all right? You have 5 minutes. So you're probably going to want to take the first 30, 40 seconds, maybe even a minute, all right, after the 15 minutes is up, because there's no rest break in between, okay? All right, I took about 40 seconds before I did my first lift, and it was a super easy weight for me, all right? So it was a 138. So, I mean, like, well beyond what I wound up finishing at, all right? All right, and the reason why is you want to get your head wrapped around the movement, and you want it to feel easy. The first thruster that you do, your heart rate is still going to be pretty high. It's going to be towards the end where your heart rate's going to be down on the thruster, and it will come down significantly, all right? A lot of people talking to them about the thruster is they felt way better on thruster rep number 3 attempt than they did on the first one, and that's because where your heart rate is at, so be mindful of that. You guys, in the thruster, you can power clean it, squat, and press. That's our thruster, all right? Or you can do what we do as a cluster, full squat clean into a press. It's up to you. Also, if you have the bar in your front rack and the time beeps, you can finish the lift, and it's a good lift, all right? So that's another thing that's important. Elbows up in the bottom, all right? And really drive with your legs. I shared a video on my Instagram about these guys talking about using your legs to the fullest before you start pressing. And especially for you guys that are like, always have like, hey, I don't have a lot of upper body strength. All the more reason why you should be driving with your legs, all right? So that's something that's really helpful and I think important for you guys to hit a good lift, all right? And remember, put that first weight on the barbell for it to be something really easy. You're going to have a lot of time. Even if you EMOM it, that's 5 lifts, okay? All right, so keep that in mind, all right? One more tip that I did do is I did my first lift because it was super easy and I knew I wasn't going to have a problem with it in the same shoes that I did the shuttle run and the burpee pull-up workout in. And then while my assistant and judge was making the weight change, all right, in between my second lift, I put my shoes on, all right? Again, I didn't want to like try to put my shoes on when I'm trying to catch my breath back from the first workout. So, you know, you're all leaning over trying to put your shoes on and get your breath back. So I did my first lift, then I put my shoes on, all right? Lifters, for you guys that want to go ahead and put your lifters on, all right? All right, sweet. All right, so class and coaches. This is a really tight workout because each heat has to run in 20 minutes, all right? Clock number 7 is all set up to run 15 minutes, all right? And then right into a 5-minute interval, and they'll beep on both times, all right? And remember, the thruster, they can have the bar in front rack at the beep, and they have a chance to finish it. They're going to do a 4-minute alternating EMOM, 45 seconds in a row. The other one's going to be 6 thrusters and 3 burpees to target, all right? What you're going to do is you're going to break the group up into half, and heat 1 is going to do the 10-minute AMRAP. Heat 2, you know, hang out, ask questions, all right, if you have them, all right, but stay out of the way of the heat that's going. You'll have your chance, okay, all right? All right, so heat 1, back and forth on a 4-minute alternating EMOM, row, thruster, burpee to target, okay? After that 4 minutes is up, there'll be about 3 crossovers for them to do, and then time remaining, which it should be around like 4 to 5 minutes, all right? They're going to work up to a heavy thruster, all right? Once that time is up, they'll start the workout, all right? So that's going to run 20 minutes, all right? Once that workout is over, heat number 2, you have a 10-minute time frame to do exactly what heat 1 did. So coaches, I know a lot of times we have people who have more questions than others. Put the people who have a lot of questions in the second heat. They will get an opportunity to watch the first workout unfold, and 90% of their questions will be answered. And if they have questions too while they're judging, you can go ahead and help them facilitate it, especially if you have to make some adjustments for people's needs as far as maybe like scaled, all right, version and like the weights. Coaches also make you available to help some of the weight changes, all right, on the barbells, because judges, you can make the weight changes. And like I said, I took advantage of making my shoe change, all right, while Evelyn was making my weight change, because obviously I couldn't do a lift while I was waiting for that, all right? That's it. Coaches, your classes are probably going to run a little long, the back-to-back classes, all right? The second heat is probably going to run over a little bit. So while that second heat is going on, talk to the next class, break them up into a pair, all right, and have them start the warm up right on time. If you have to get a secondary clock, use the front clock in the gym, for calculating, you know, their EMOM, all right, and their 10 minutes too as well. Okay, so there's going to be a quick turnaround. You're going to go over a little bit, all right. So morning. If you have anybody that has to leave on the early side, put them in the first heat so they don't have an issue having to get out of there on time. All right. That's it, guys. Have fun. It's a doozy.